Aloha all, and happy upcoming full moon in True the Stars Sidereal astrology. It's happening 4:37 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, Monday, July 3rd, the day before the 4th of July, the day before the fireworks go off, the day before the celebration happens across the US. And I wanted to film this video right here to give you some information about what is the energy that we got going on with this coming full moon. So what is a full moon? First of all, full moon is when the sun and the moon are exactly opposite by sign. So what does that mean? It creates a polarity, it creates a charge. Energetically, we also have the moon, when it's full, as it gets bigger and bigger, it begins to do this process of pulling, magnetizing energy up and out. Now, the moon affects us all the time. At the new moon, scientifically, they've shown that the moon's magnetism draws the water and everything on the earth into the earth deeper. It goes lower. In plants, it goes down into the roots. And at the full moon, the groundwater, the water in our body, the water in the plants rises up to the surface. And so that triggers us innately, instinctively, because suddenly we're being triggered to allow the energies and vibrations within us to rise up. It can cause the water in our body to rise to the surface. At the same time, it can cause any toxins that we have in our body to come up to the surface. And here's a weird one. I don't really like talking about this, but the full moon is actually when parasites hatch. So if you're dealing with any funky symptoms, if you have lack of clarity in your headspace, you might want to look into doing a natural parasite cleanse at the full moon and new moon. That includes taking clove or mugwort or wormwood, or any of these things can really deeply help with parasite symptoms. Okay, another often overlooked antidote to parasites is raw goat milk. So that's something to look into. It's delicious and it helps to keep you clean. You know, for thousands of years, our ancestors have done parasite cleanses. You know, they know that there's stuff, you know, in the dirt, in the vegetables, and in our day-to-day environment. And so they would take caution. They would use something to feel better. And so I wanted to come to you live today because we have a really interesting dynamic occurring with this full moon, with the sun being in the astrological sign of Gemini with this full moon. Now, I follow 13 sign astrology that's based on the actual locations of the stars. It's based on the actual, if you had a telescope, you could go out and see it. This is what sign the sun would be in, would be Gemini. So, that said, I'm out here in public at a store because Gemini, there's probably a lot of action. Wherever you're at in the world, there's probably a lot of action happening all around you, because Gemini is connection, it's community, it's communication, it is everything written. So here I am with all these magazines, right? I'm in Santa Cruz, California. So we've got the Good Times, we've got all these magazines. So Gemini is the media. Gemini is everything written, everything that we can read, that we can write. It's all about learning and teaching and sharing information. In ancient Greece, Hermes, the messenger god, is another name for Mercury. And Hermes, of course, has his little wings on his shoes. And so he shares information, he spreads information across the land. Okay? So this is a great time for networking, marketing, sharing information, teaching, learning, and it's also why I started my True to the Stars 13 sign astrology training, which I had my first class yesterday. It's amazing. It's so much fun to begin teaching and empowering others to be able to take the information from the stars and know what it means, know what the planets are doing, know how this is affecting us energetically and vibrationally. So much activities, right? So with the full moon, what sign will the moon be in at the full moon? It will be in Sagittarius. So sun and moon directly opposite at the full moon, 4:37 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on July 3rd. The day before the 4th of July, the day before the fireworks, right? The day before this really big energy is here in the US, right? The celebration of the birthday of the United States of America. Okay, and this country for hundreds of years now has represented the quest for freedom, democracy, living with peace, liberty, and justice for all. And so such a powerful intention and vision our country, the founders of this country, had. Now, many of you will say, well, maybe it doesn't feel like we're entirely living in that reality right now. That's okay. I think big changes are afoot, and I'll tell you why. So this coming full moon, it's powerful, right? Full moons are always powerful, but this specific full moon has the sun in Gemini, the sign of media, right? The sign of the written word, communication, right? What is the media? The media spreads information across the land. It's how people find out what is happening, right? Information. Mercury, Gemini. We have the sun with Mercury together. We just had Sun conjunct Mercury on June 30th, and many of you wrote on that video that I recorded that it was very hot. There was difficulty with the mind because Sun and Mercury can create some heat around our ability to think. Luckily, the Sun and Mercury have separated a little bit, a little farther apart, so we should be thinking more clearly, but it is activating our mind. It is activating our ability to think. It is activating our ability to express ourselves. And so therefore, it is a wonderful time to get out there, to share information, to communicate, to express yourself. And with the moon in Sagittarius, it's all about freedom, it's all about travel. So Sagittarius, right, what is that? It is the frequency and vibration of travel. The image for Sagittarius is the centaur shooting its arrow towards the highest, brightest star, choosing truth, choosing freedom, choosing to rise higher. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, where can you choose more freedom? Where can you choose more expansion? Because that is the path that we're on in this country for one another. It is expanding into our true self, expanding into the truth of our being, expanding into the growth of our soul, the growth of who we are. And so why do I say that we could be having changes or transformations happening with this full moon happening on July 3rd? Because the sun in Gemini conjunct Mercury, which is communication. Gemini is the sign of communication. Mercury is the planet that rules communication, is conjuncting, opposing Pluto. So Pluto and the moon are going to come into conjunction on July 3rd at the full moon. What does that mean? Why am I so just like, wow? Pluto is the planet of transformation. It is the planet of death, sex, rebirth. It is the planet of transformation. It is the planet of the phoenix. It is the planet of truly taking one form and transforming into the next. And so with Pluto aspecting the moon at the full moon, the day before the 4th of July, there is such a powerful aspect for potentially transformation when it comes to the media, when it comes to emotion, when it comes to our soul expression, the sun transforming into who we really are, what our country is really here for. So I'm definitely predicting there's going to be fireworks of many kinds on the 4th of July. One of them could be politically with our media, because Pluto represents secrets, it represents illumination with the moon shining on it. Illumination is coming to our media, to our government, to this country, right? So keep your eyes open, be excited. Things are coming out to be revealed for this country. It's very exciting. Pluto with the full moon, transformation, truth, revelation. Let us all just take a moment and hold space for the visualization and the connection and the prayer of seeing true freedom on this earth. True liberation, right? True expansion. Sagittarius is the sign of the guru, the sign of expansion, right? The sign of always growing into our highest version of ourselves. So let us pray for that. Let us hold space for that vision of our people, our country, connecting to the great oneness, the great heart. Truth, Sagittarius, information, Gemini, coming together at the full moon to create a powerful activation. Plus we have Venus, the planet of love, and Mars, the planet of action, activity, masculinity, in the sign of Leo. And Leo is the sign of leaders. Leo is the sign of majesty, the sign of royalty, the sign of standing up for our divinity shining, right? It's ruled by the sun, and it's the masculine and the feminine energies. So they're coming together, and I think there's a deep feeling for all of us in the US, this desire for freedom, this desire for truth, this desire for us to truly come together as a people again. And so I just want to send you off with that prayer, that vision with this full moon. There could be deep transformation, there could be truth revealed, because Pluto can be the underworld, it can be secrets, and it is right conjunct that full moon happening Tuesday, July 3rd at 4:47 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. This is a great time to cleanse your crystals. This is a great time to release old stuff that you've been holding on to. Let it go, right? Let that moon's magnetic force allow that which you have been holding to release up and out, and let it go to the light. Let the moon draw up and out all those things that you no longer need. Allow yourself to release them. Allow yourself to rise up into the light, the energy and the truth, the vitality, the vibrance that you are. You each are gifts to this earth, all of us. We are this one beautiful collective whole, and each and every one of us, our energy, our thoughts, our words, our soul have meaning, have purpose, have a gift, have a reason to be here. So allow yourself to connect to that energy, that frequency, and that vibration. Allow the power of this full moon energy and the transformational power of Pluto to allow you to transform, and allow the energy of this new earth, this heaven on earth that is coming to the planet. It is coming here by hook or by crook to flow into you, to fill you up, and to shine that love back out to the planet. If you'd like to work with me personally, I would love to do a chart reading for you. And if you'd like to join my True the Stars 13 sign astrology course, it is live, it is in action, we are doing it. We are learning how to read astrology charts, to learn the secrets of the stars, to learn what is the vibration, what is the energy, what is the frequency affecting us currently from those galactic centers, from the planets, from the stars. I send you so much love. If you have more questions, you can find me at www.blossomwithlotus.com or email me at blossomwithlotusnow@gmail.com. I appreciate you. Please like, follow, and subscribe for more updates about what is happening in the sky with the stars. How is this affecting us in our daily lives? How is this affecting us with our friends and our family? It's such powerful information. So grateful for all of you. I send you love from my heart. Remember, our vibration, our thought, our feelings, our energetic output matter. Choose love today.